Hello. Yeah, today is Democracy Day, June 12th, 2026. But the question is Nigeria practicing democracy or, or civil rule? I know we are confused. Nigerians are confused because most of us don't understand. We understand democracy on papers, but in practice, we don't actually understand the concept and the meaning of democracy. Now, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, today we are celebrating Democracy Day. Is Nigeria practicing democracy? Nkiru, over to you.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody, my people, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are hearing my voice. My name remains Nkiruka, aka Iron Lady. We are celebrating democracy today, June 12. And we know what transpires that bring this June 12, 1993, June 12. The day Abiola won election, but they rig him, they manipulate. In fact, they chase him out from people's mandates, from people's voice. Because in this very country, we don't even allow people's voice to prevail. Then today, we are celebrating it. They shifted to May 29, but at last, they realized their mistake and put it to the normal day, June 12. Ajụjụ abụrụ, Nigeria, are we celebrating democracy or autocracy? To my own little knowledge, we are celebrating autocracy and we are claiming what we are not. Because the meaning of democracy is government of the people. It is people, poor people, that will decide who will rule them. Who are they going to give their mandate? Who is going there to represent them? But today, you will see somebody in Senate. He will continue or she will continue being in the Senate for more than 30 years. From rep to Senate, that person will be there until his retirement age. And they are claiming that they represent. My question goes like this. So without that person, another person cannot go there and represent his people. And there is a way our Chukwu Okike Abiama does his own things. Nobody is more important than others. But some people might even claim without me. Typical lie. You will see in a family, maybe through accident or something happens, those children will lose their parents. And still you will see what those children will be in life. So we should stop claiming that without us, our people cannot. No, we are not practicing democracy. We claim that youths are leaders of tomorrow. Youths are leaders of tomorrow. We saw what transpired out during this primary election. They don't even allow people choice to prevail because they believe that your vote doesn't count. And there is one mistake that our people always make. How many votes do you count? Do you have? It's only one vote. Okay, when you start minusing one vote, your vote is only one. And you tell that person your vote is only one. When you continue minusing one, you will see at last it makes a very huge number of voters. We are not now. When you go to social media today, most of our politicians are all celebrating Happy Democracy Day. Happy Democracy Day. Are they Democrats? Are they practicing what they're celebrating or what they're preaching to us? Our politicians, they will say one thing and do another thing. We don't bet. Now, we are clamoring, telling people, go out and get your PVC. And you see what so many people are saying now. Why should I go and get my PVC? Is my vote count? Don't you see what's happened last common primary election? And so we don't even want to care. We don't even want to correct our mistakes. Go to the northern states. You will see how most of everybody will like to go out and get their PVC. But here, if you go to your PVC, is your vote going to count? Is it that what we call democracy? No, we are not practicing democracy, because
Anyway,
what we practice is autocracy, military regime. I rest my case.
anyway, Iron Lady, I can see you're pained with the last outing of NDC, even though you wouldn't want to call anybody's name or APC and ABGA. Because as far as I am concerned, all the political parties in Nigeria are the same thing. Is set up for certain business interest and not for the
Call
interest
them
of the people.
old wine in new bottle. That
And
the
not
same.
and
Na
not
them
for the
them.
but Iron Lady, let's be honest with ourselves. This democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The people you are referring to, are they ready for democracy? Because it's not all about politicians. The people, are they ready for democracy?
Most of the people they are ready for democracy,
You
because you
know,
see what is happening in the social media.
mm,
Most of the media and broadcast, when you say something, they will arrest you. So to say something out, you will be fearing, because
no, no,
immediately somebody committed something in this very
no,
country.
no, Iron Lady, I don't agree with you. You've been saying something. Who has anybody arrested you? Chinedu
So
has
many
been.
media, I cannot start to count their
Which
name.
media? Which media? You know, Rufai in Arise TV. Rufai has been holding people in government accountable fearlessly. Nobody has arrested him. Chinedu has been on PVI advocating for good governance, talking to Charlie Wambafo to do the needful, talking to Tinubu. Nobody has arrested him. So
Okay.
if you are saying that if you say something they will arrest you, maybe you don't
No,
generalize.
no, no. I am
Don't
sure.
generalize. No, wait,
No,
wait,
don't
wait,
you
wait.
about that KDL, that logistics. Didn't you hear when he was complaining how they arrested one of his colleagues? Don't you know what the
Oh,
media's people are passing through?
no, wait now. No, I don't like generalizing. If when you come to
I'm not
platform,
generalizing, no.
wait, don't generalize. Because when you say if you say something, they arrest you. If you say something, just say that we are not practicing the democracy because they don't allow freedom of speech or expression.
It's
Because
almost the same thing.
because
They
freedom of
can never
speech,
allow you to air your mind, you.
no, it's not like they will not allow you, but some people, because they don't accommodate opposition. Okay, today or yesterday, you saw a dark man, uh, very dark man. Sorry, EDC has taken light. Okay, you saw very dark man
Mm.
protesting, saying, announcing publicly that Tinubu must go, and that calling out everybody that kidnapping must be stopped and the insecurity must end. He went to defend the defense headquarters Abuja to protest. Sowore protested today, even though police fired them tear gas, but they
Mm.
continued. The other time, Sowore did protest against Nnamdi Kanu, though some people were arrested, but later released. I'm not holding forth for APC government, but what I'm saying is that it's not all that bad as we are saying. At least we still have some degree of freedom of speech. Of course,
Mazi,
there's
if
no
you don't
way.
have somebody on top, if you
Mm.
don't have somebody on top,
Isn't so?
you
Is
are
it somebody? Is it somebody in opposition camp or somebody in
Whether
ruling party?
opposition, if you have don't you see when they arrested somebody, you will see that that person committed crime. They will tell you on top, they will call makeup from above. Oga,
Hmm.
we leave them.
Any,
Somebody
any,
from above.
anyway, let's migrate
We,
because
we
this.
don't have democracy. What if we have autocracy? And most of the politicians are old wine in new bottle because they don't even care about the young generation. They don't want even another person to challenge them. Or go to the Western world. Are they arrested? We are imitating them. We are claiming that we are democratic something, but we are not. We don't even know the meaning of democracy because you will allow people voice to prevail, and we have freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech and association. When somebody do something, we call that person. If you try to consult that person, you will be in trouble unless you have upper hand.
Young lady, I don't understand. I understand what you're saying. The question is, do we have democracy right now in Nigeria, or is this
We don't have. We
civil
don't
rule
have,
we
but we
have?
are claiming what we are not.
Yes,
Ihe na-akpụ bụ iko ndị Jews.
yes.
Mama m mgbe ọ nọ ndụ ọ sịghị iko ndị Jews. Ịma what we call iko ndị Jews. You will look the outward of that cup. You will claim, hey, this cup is very neat. But inside that cup, you will see a now unbelievable, a wonderful dirty virus inside that cup that will kill, waste somebody's life gradually, killing. That dirty will start killing you gradually if you drink water with it. So we call it Ikondi juice. I got another country. I know labor. I know a claim that Nigeria, most are politicians, governors, are they not seeing what other countries are doing? Are they not seeing it?
Now,
They,
now, uh,
they will defend themselves there. And they cannot allow anybody to ask them questions. They will just went there and start saying another thing. Uh, because they like praise singers. We are not
now,
in democracy.
now,
They have to sleep.
let,
Yeah.
let's take it one after the other. It is an established fact that we do not have democracy now. As per me, according to my own definition, because democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But right now, what we have, the government of the few elites, by the few elites, and for the few elites. This elite class decide who gets what, at what time, when, and the how. These are the people who determine and decide how our democratic system is managed. If you look at certain people in government today, look at their background, dig through their background, you would have noticed that either their father or their grandfather held one important position in government. Hold on. So you would have noticed that certain people who have accumulated public wealth previously use that accumulation to pay their way through to still be in government to them. Because, like I define this government of the allies, by the allies, and for the allies. Presently, if you do not have money, I don't think you have courage to begin to pick form to contest for any political office, not even councillor in your village or local government
You will
chairman.
have father now.
So you cannot do.
Okay, Maazị, let me come in. Ọ nọ ọnọdụ ka mmadụ chọọ ịchọ ọrụ kịta.
Mm.
Onye dị 26 years. asị ya na achọrọ onye nwe BS, onye nwego 10 years experience.
Mm.
Forget somebody that got 10 years experience at what age? Now, if you don't have such amount of money in politics, can you obtain form? And it draws people away. You will see the good people that want to change the life, to turn the life of his people or her people. That person cannot have the access to obtain that form. Onye ahụ wụ onye yahoo, onye nọ at that age. Onye ahụ, how can that person acquire that kind of money? Then you put it to Godfatherism, or when somebody sponsor you, then you are not the person that is deciding. That your godfather is deciding what you are doing. So we don't have democracy.
Now, no, Henry, you are here with us. In your own view, what do you think is the position of Nigeria? Are we really practicing democracy? If not, what should be done?
Okay, yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank
Yeah,
you,
good evening.
my comrade extraordinaire, and my fellow panelists, Madam NK. It's nice to have us once again to look at the dissect the evolution of our country from supposed pariah to a nascent democracy. So, without wasting much of our time, I want to reiterate that. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you loud and
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
clear.
So far, I will liken what is happening to Nigeria as what you call progress over perfection. Uh, One cannot say that we are not into democracy, but what we failed to do is that we've not been able to speak to what democracy is all about. But we are actually undergoing evolution towards proper democracy. And I need to also reiterate that the mistake I think our the framers of our constitution, you understand, fail to understand is that democracy is a conceptual variable. It is not the way it is practiced in the UK that is practiced in the US. So Nigeria shouldn't have Zanxeros photo copy and paste what you have in the United system, because it is not autochthonous, it is not indigenous to us. So what you've seen is that we are trying to be in democracy, but actually, what is happening in the country right now is what um, MD and Enke has emphasized, which is what I will call plutocracy. Do you understand? What it means is that the the instruments of power, your direct access to funds and money gives you the leverage to to harness to harness power.
Hey, you mute your microphone.
Okay, now continue.
So what it means is that the more closer you have deep pocket, the more you are able to not even to present yourself election to harness power. And you could see what happened with uh, current president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He openly said it that not only that it is torn, that you have to snatch it and run away with it. And he eventually snatched the whole thing and is running away with it. But it's quite unfortunate that he doesn't know what to do with the power that he's now snatched, because it's like a stolen vehicle that you've not driven before and you find yourself in that vehicle, though there's going to be some wobbling. So, aside that, we presently are in democracy. We we are making effort, but there are a lot of disturbing phenomena about the democracy we tend to to exemplify. You could see that while in advanced democracy, and I must emphasize that there are strong institutions that make sure that the principle and letters of the constitution and every law of the land is implemented to the letter. But it's not so here in Nigeria. So what we have is that survival of the fittest, where the rich There's so much gap between the haves and the haves not, and the rich, which are the haves not, have used that advantage to harness all the instruments of power that governance is now beyond the reach of the average people. And when governance is beyond the reach of the average commoners, when the son of a nobody can no longer have access to power, what it then means is that it is not going to be an all comers affair. It is um your ability to cling or to maintain what my MD will always call table manners with the movers and shakers of the country, which are actually less than 1% of the population, but they have the resources, the network, the connection, the reach, the tentacles to determine for you and I the vast majority, the, all the political outcomes in the country. So for me, much as I want us to, as a country, to evolve to what is actually the real democracy, uh, we need to still begin to urge the current political actors. That's where I think why we have to come in and maintain, sustain the tempo in terms of advocacy, keep speaking, keep advocating, and make sure that eventually, because over time, I just hope, because God, I always want to believe that God is a Nigerian. We cannot continue like this. Do you understand? Even though there are some school of thought that says that you cannot get to a perfect state, but you can get to a near perfect state. So my wish and the wish of every concerned Nigerian is that we're able to, as quickly as possible, we need to drag it, be able to be in line with the real tenets of democracy, which is the government of the people, for the people, by the people, and for the people, not what we currently have now. Let me stop here so that others can contribute. Thank you very much.
Okay, Henry, I think we will not stop for now. Uh, w- because I said we've seen the present state of things, opposition of democracy we have in Nigeria, you know, and of course, there is no democracy in any place in the world that is perfect. It's always work in progress. We tend to perfect the system, but nobody has ever achieved perfection. It's only God that is perfect. That one accepted. But the present, as in the way Nigeria is configured or packaged, you know, over time, I've held that opinion that as long as the present packaging or designing of Nigeria is concerned, we can never boast of practicing democracy. As long as this command and control system, you have command from the top to bottom, there is no way you can think of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So, which kind of system would you recommend today being democracy day? Which kind of system, government system, would you recommend to political science students? You know, being an advocate platform or group, our own here is to come up with solutions and recommendations that if followed will achieve the desired results.
Andy, let me say, because I'm running out of battery.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm suggesting? True
Mm,
federalism and
mm.
nothing more than that.
But in your
Too
opinion,
much labor kills.
what is true federalism?
True
Because
federalism.
people don't understand when we say true
Let
federalism.
everybody, let each region manage their resources, both
Mm,
their
but,
policing and everything, so that the central, their power will be lesser. You
mm,
cannot tell me that what's happened, Oga on top with no. In our own we lose them man. Let
mm.
everybody manage, let every region manage their resources. That true federalism is the only thing that will make our democracy to move.
But
Reason
some people will argue that Soludo being the governor of Anambra State is closer to you. But he has the local government election. He conducts the local government election. He has ANSEC under him. What has
again,
people done to
Yeah,
call him
true
to order.
federalism and the constitution. We don't have constitution. What we have is letter written by Abu Salami. That
Mm.
is not constitution at all. When we
Mm.
have a strong constitution, people will come together and decide and bring up their ideas. Then they will form constitution. From there, we have true federalism. So that the power of the politician will be lesser. Accountability, transparency, and the judiciary will be independent as they claim in our constitution. Because our judiciaries are not independent at all. We claim that, but it is only Oga on top. How can a president appoint INEC? Other states like US, they have a electoral college. They have to pass through training before you even talk of coming out for politics or something. Onye azọtara onwe ọ na-azọ mmadụ. Okay, in Nigeria, how can a teacher, you will give a teacher an appointment to head the judiciary? You will give a teacher an appointment to head the banking system. Can it work? It cannot work. Most of these people, being that your professor cannot make you to be a good leader. We have leaders and we have rulers. What we need is leaders, according to Obi Igwe. Blessed Obi Igwe. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, Nkiru. Thank you so much for your submission. You define your true federalism, but Nigerians are quite confused because the way you define your restructuring through whether you call it true federalism, confederate system, regionalism, all of them are jargons. What the common man on the street needs is butter on the bread, food on the table, electricity, 24 hours electricity, economic opportunities. Once you graduate from school, you secure a good job, and once you are due for marriage, you get married. As a young lady, there's husbands everywhere. So what people want, there's food on the table, housing, money you are making, use it to pay for your house rent, or use mortgage to buy your own house. These are the features of good governance, and this is what people need. So whether we are speaking jargon as per federalism, regionalism, through federalism, we just have to break it down so that people will understand the extent or the level of power they have. And finally, let me say that the moment people in government begin to fear the people, the masses, you know that you have democracy. And it's only the consciousness and the awareness, just like what we are doing, what VDM is doing, or what Showore is doing, going to the street, saying that Tinubu must go. If we can muster courage to sustain this protest and insist that Tinubu must go and get him out of power, that is the only way people in government will begin to fear us. And we should have the kind of government we want. And in any platform or any discussion we have, we keep on saying this is the kind of government system we want. So people should understand what is government system, what is economic system, which kind of economic system do we have or do we want? Is it mixed economy, capitalist economy, or welfarist economy, or socialist economy? We have mixed economy. In my school, the last time I was discussing, are we actually practicing mixed economy? Just like we are discussing today, are we actually practicing democracy? I say no. Then mixed economy, are we actually practicing mixed economy? I say no. We have mixed economy on paper, but in practice, we don't have mixed economy. Because the features of mixed economy, we are not seeing it here. Those people in government are capitalists. Common renewal of driver's license. If you want to renew your driver's license, government sector, who supposed to take care of the people, the welfare of the people, who use the instrument of power to oppress and molest the people. Common driver's license, they will put it at 20,000 naira, 25,000 naira. But you know that card, it should not be more than 1,000 naira or 1,500 naira. But because they're enjoying monopoly, they have the instrument of force, you know, they impose that fee on the people to extort and exploit people. And those in government are living too large than life. And that is why everybody is struggling. People sell their property and everything to buy votes in order to win election because the attraction in public space is too much. Everybody wants to go there. Businessman who is doing too good in business who want to sell everything he has to go to Senate. Why is he doing that? So is this all these things that we have to cut off? Because if we don't cut it off, if we continue to have an attractive public space, if you begin to have politicians who have not created the wealth, living larger than life, then I think we are merely wasting our time. But for this advocacy, we are not wasting our time. We'll continue to sensitize the public and tell them what they should know because knowledge is power. If you want to free people, free their brain, mental reasoning. So, Henry, what's your submission? Because we will not, this program will not exceed. We are closing, about closing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So a quick one. I think
Mm.
NK made some very silent uh, uh, remonstration, but I want us to understand that there are actually, when you talk about democracy, there are systems of government and forms of economic power. So true federalism is a form of devolution of economic. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you.
True federalism is a system of devolution of economic power to the constituent before within a federation. But democracy, when you talk about the system of administering leadership and political will, you now begin to talk about democracy, autocracy, military, and what have you. Then, coming to Nigerian context, we all know that ab initio, we started out with what the parliamentary system that which it failed us. Then we pivoted to what we're doing now, which is presidential, and this is the worst. I can tell you that this is the Nigerian president, is one of the most powerful, if not let me not to sound very modest, is the most powerful black man on earth. And we've seen where this contraption has headed us to. It's because of this that the late Yaradua, in his wisdom, was able to set up, if we, all of us can remember, Mohammed, that former Attorney General of the Minister of Chief Justice of the Federation, Mohammed Uwais. Yaradua, in his blessed memory, set up a commission, a electoral reform, that is a reform commission, because it became obvious that at some point the bourgeoisie, the aristocrats within the society have annexed power. So that commission went to work. What did they find out? At the end of the day, by the time they sample town hall meeting in all the zones of the federation, they were able to come up with a very nascent suggestion, some sound bites that could help to unbottle and simplify governance and democracy in Nigeria. And what some of the, what I could remember what they chiefly advised was what we call um, uh, mixed representation. That is, they call it proportional representation. What it means is that governance should not be left for money bags. All the different demographics of the society should be allowed into governance. Like something, it was then that they now amplified the issue of 30% women affirmation. They now talk about that a legislative a call for leadership does not mean that you become a perpetual People like Amechi, all their life they've been in power. No source of they don't have any what I call address. There's no history about it apart being in power. They live off government. So what that thing did was that it has to cover to make sure that everybody at every level for government, people governance is powered by the people. Do you understand? So another one of the key aspects of that recommendation was what we call to open up our system to have independent candidature, then to be able to unbundle the current INEC, because this INEC, we tend to overlook some of these things. With the way INEC is constituted, there's no INEC with this current arrangement that can deliver a credible election, because the president is the one that appoints. So that Muhammad Lawal's Ways Committee was able to put up some recommendations, and unfortunately, just like everything about us in this country, that recommendation has been retired, largely ignored. In fact, I don't know if it was even gazetted, and this is where we are. So what we need to do as a people, I doubt this present set of damagers, that people that present as identify as leaders in both our senate and this, they are ready for the assignment ahead. If not, we need to be very, very careful about the caliber of people, do you understand, that come close to power. We need to simplify it, make governance to be very simplicity, and nobody, if you don't have any other second business you are doing, you shouldn't come to politics, because you find out that people will suspend whatever they are doing with the impression that once they cross over, and the doors will open for them, and that's the reality of. That's why you see every day can hire. Everybody wants to be there, and the and the and you find out at the end of the day, when you have many people wanting to play governance with limited people wanting to be followers, you see that that's the easiest way to to developing backward. So these are some of the silent issues we need to treat as a people. We need to really come to terms and be able to, that if they can be able to resuscitate that waste and at least implement some substantial part of those recommendations, believe you me, we should be able to some extent to mitigate the what do I call it now, the rat race by these people, all in the name of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Henry, for your submission. The going what people personally what I believe is power is not giving, power is taking. And if you expect those guys enjoying now to change the constitution or to come up with a system that is more favorable to majority of the people, I think we may have to wait for the next century. There are some of us, or most of us, believe that the only way out is for people to rise. Revolution. See that through ballot revolution, or people will go to the street and take over their government and decide on what happens next. If you expect the likes of Tinubu or the people you have in parliament to go and give you the kind of constitution you desire that will favor majority of the people, to me, I believe it will not happen. And I don't see the way I'm seeing most Nigerians or most voters. I look at it that most of us are not serious. Perhaps because Nigerians are too is Nigeria is a religious country. Everything we say, well, let's hand it over to God. Let's pray. Nachukwu ya solve the problem. Let's hand everything over to God. Like you said there, that Nigeria is God's own country. Because if you having seen what we are passing through, Nigerians are still forging ahead, believing that things will get better. You know.
Mazi,
Uh,
yes, you have explained it very well. We have to make people to understand. revolution now or never. Use your PVC, vote them out, no matter the godfatherism. And again, you see this politician, this very time, it is people that we vote, that we say who and who that is going to lead it. But you make a very important something. We we are Catholic than Pope. That is our big problem. We are Catholic than Pope, and it is very, very worse. It is very bad. It cannot help us. And we have to stop that. Let's move ahead. Forge ahead. If they don't get it right in this very tenor, then we get it right in next 4 years. Do you know what 4 years means?
Mm.
The
For
day
you,
we stop to believing forge ahead, leave everything for God. Immediately we understand what a day means in our life. You see these politicians, ha gbala ọgwụ ha ṅụọ daalụkwa.
yes, Nkiru. Yeah, Naira, we what I na-ekwu. That power is not given.
MD,
I
there's this. I want to align myself with that notion that power is taken, is not donated, is not donated a la carte. But what I will enjoy, because we keep running to this conclusion that what you need is revolution, but revolution without strategy has always proven to be to 2 steps forward and 10 steps backward. I give you an example. You would think that after this 2023, the opposition must have learned their lesson. But the event of the last 4 5 months has proven that no lesson has been learned. That is one. Then two, you would think that because if you watch the demographics, should I say the pathway of which election are won and lost by hook and crook, you will understand that there are three principal actors that always determine the fate of election in Nigeria in the past 24 years. Number one is the people. Two, INEC. Three, judiciary. Can you understand? Can you hear me? Hello?
Harry,
Hello?
let's go to court. Tell it, run away with it.
yes, we
Then
can
let's
hear
go
you.
there.
Hello, MD. So
Yes, we can hear you, Henry. Speak. Mm. It's like Henry is having network issue. Yeah, what Henry is trying to say is that strategy is key. Without strategy, there's no way you will make a headway. And people keep on saying revolution now. A revolution, yes, you make one step forward by maybe taking over power. But next thing is what you do with power. And that is what Henry is saying, that you make backward steps, 3 backward steps instead of making forward step. So strategy is key. If you want to take power over power, uh, starting interest group, mostly a middle class, technocrats, have to come together and strategize on how they want to take power over. But the challenge we have in Nigeria is that you have a lot of money bags. You have people who have stolen public funds, who have unlimited access to resources, and who can bankroll anybody, who can bribe an angel to uh, to change his or her mind.
can you hear me?
Yes, you are back.
Sorry for it was the network has been off and on. So back to what I was saying. There are three
Mm,
principal actors one, the people, INEC, and judiciary. So we need to settle and fix these three buckets. So it's not enough for people like VDM or you and I to go to the street or go to the mountain and start shouting that things must be gotten right. You need to move and strategize beyond the critical mass. What do I mean? The judiciary has proven to be the showstopper over and over. So we would think that the Nigerian masses, powered by the opposition, should by now have tabled down the list of all the judges that have, one way or the other in the past, been connected with stolen, like what we have in 2023. So you would think that some of these people that enabled the difficulties you're having in the last 4 years, you expect that the opposition and the masses should get the details of their children, all their financial transaction, everything they own. Not only that you're going to publicate it, you are going to write serious petition, loading pressure on this set of people, in reporting them, taking some of them to ICCs, because when they feel the pressure that 2027 will not be business as usual, believe you me, with even Tinubu's dirty billions of dollars, they won't dare touch it. If that one is not enough, you can get, because if you want to take it to the extra mile, you can get messengers of death, get their properties, get their bank account, whatever they can lay hands as their own, start neutralizing, burning, exterminating whoever that is connected to them. By the time you're able to be done with this thing, no serious lawyer will want to rig election in 2027. That is one. That is one for the judiciary. Then number two, INEC. By the time the citizenry, even though I love what this guy is doing, um, part autonomy powered tent. They said they want to run a parallel situation room. What it then show is that as they are getting result, they are transmitting it, and they are supposed to be measuring. The outcome is supposed to measure with the outcome of INEC. So if INEC is not checkmated to the point that they will find it difficult to repeat what they did in 2023, where they waited till 4 a.m. in the morning to announce results, or when they disable the back end server. So these are some of the little leakages you need to plug for you to now go to the street and start demanding that the right thing should be done. Anything outside you believe him, MD, I wish the opposition good luck. As much as even we they were doing advocacy, I can tell us, if we're not able to tie all this loose end, believe you me, I would liken it to what happened with NSAS. Apart from the enthusiasm that people donated, they came out, they want to rally at the end of the day, because there was not strategy around the whole thing. These people, the establishment figures, when I talk establishment figures, you know the people, you know the people I mean, the current leaders, they have firm up arrangement, they've destroyed evidences, they've disunited everybody by bringing tribalism, that at the end of the day, that critical mass appeal and unity to carry a revolution was not there. So this time around, things has to be different. The one, fix, checkmate judiciary, because if you watch what these guys will tell you, I listened to what Jonathan said the other day, that if any leader, any politician is telling you that you can go to court, they just know you that person already, that your case is, because that's what they will tell us now. Okay, yeah, this is democracy. Your country is this. Go to court. You now go to court. Obi's greatest mistake was not calling out for consequences of the rigging of that election. Till today, that same template they used in 2023, if care is not taken, if the masses are not ready, believe you me, they will do it times two and nothing will come out of it. Let me rest here so others will contribute. Thank you.
I think I think we are getting to the closing point. Harry, you just said it all. uh, when the people are ready, the politicians, the people you call politicians will also be ready themselves. You know, people in government are too afraid of the people, mostly when the people are organized, or mostly when they have an opposition that is popular among the people, as in the case with Obi. You can see how these guys are fighting Obi, how they are finding anything to rope Obi or to mess his person up because they believe that Obi is an institution. Obi has the force and the people's mandate and people's support. And the Obi in 2023 that does not have an elected councillor, elected anybody, but was able to win the election. Though INEC declared 12 states, but this is Obi that does not have anybody in government. So the fear of Obi is the beginning of wisdom, according to them. So from what you've submitted, Henry, that if the opposition fails to embrace political strategy in terms of guiding and protecting their votes or implementing what Professor Pat Utomi has just recommended. Because saying is one thing and doing is another thing. And
Exactly.
again,
Right.
mobilizing the masses to guide and protect their vote in every polling unit. You know why it was easy to rig Obi out and maybe have glitches last time? It's simply because Wike himself knew that Obi does not have or did not have people at polling booth level. The people he has at that level were not even paid and they were not committed to Obi's message. It is people like me and you that guided Obi's vote. But people like me and you have no mandate to report uh, uh, polling booth results or to officially document polling unit results. So Wike is conscious of that fact. Other governors like Benue State Governor, Nasarawa State Governor were conscious of that fact. So they know that once you destroy the evidence, Obi is finished. And once you go to INEC and tighten that result, Obi will not have any place to run. But this time around, and that is what you're saying as in going forward, what the opposition should do. Because all of us are in opposition. All of us are in opposition. We should not just give it to NDC or give it to ADC. But we should take it and we should always see that APC is contesting with Nigerians, the whole Nigerians. If you like what APC is doing, if you're enjoying the governance of APC, where PMS fuel is sold for 1,300 naira, 1,400 naira, and you are happy that insecurity is everywhere, bandits are even moving to villages, kidnapping students, and after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, nothing is done. If anybody is happy with that, then go and join the few people in APC. So this coming election should be between APC and the Nigerians. It shouldn't be opposition. We are all opposition because we are all suffering. We are all handicapped. So we should see this election as do or die. Now, I want to use this platform to acknowledge what Very Dark Man is doing. And I want to encourage people to join that cause. He started by saying, I think he came back to the country yesterday or day before yesterday, by saying Tunimbu must go, protest. Tunimbu must go. We have to test the power of the people. That is action for you. He is not saying that he will want to take over government. He must go. You must go and get your voter's card. Voting is not done on social media. You must go and get your voter's card and hold it. That is the power you have. And then the campaign starts. Tunimbu must go. The next question is who will go in? That is what people are waiting. Because if you say Tinubu must go, you must support somebody else. You have to say who you are supporting for that campaign to be complete. But you can't leave it open-ended. Tinubu must go. Then who will come in? So this is the kind of campaign that going forward that people should go with. And we want to encourage people, that's the way to go. That if this government is not doing well, we'll get him out so that we will know the power of the people. That the power of the people is greatest. Not even few people in government. Like I said, the very moment few people in government begin to fear those of us outside, like me, you, Very Dark Man, then you know that it's game over. If Very Dark Man said he's Sowore and supporting, all the youth should support Sowore, and we're able to mobilize votes to give to Sowore and defend it. Sowore will know that if he goes in and mess up, we will still mobilize people to get him out of power. If we get to that level, you know that we have democracy. I rest my case here. Nkiru, your closing remarks so that we'll close. We've done justice to this discussion.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Once again, I remain Sinkiruka, aka Iron Lady. We have tried. We will be educating our people to get PVC. But the problem we are having now, what transpired last primary election, so many people are now highly disappointed with our politicians because they believe that their vote never can. But I'm telling them, revolution by balloting. Get your PVC, vote them out. This time we can never allow any politician to impose somebody on us. The word is never. Vote the credible candidate. I don't believe this very time that somebody will impose somebody on you and you will vote that person because that person has godfatherism. No, it is people that will decide so that those people that will come in future will be fearing people. Revolution started when youth come out, forget about what happened last primary election in all the political party bodies, NDC that people hope on. When we start during that general election, use your PVC, vote according to your conscience, vote the credible candidate. Don't listen to anybody that we voted. No, we have to get it right. Minus that, they will take us as granted that we are nothing. After they have power, because they know how they spend money, embezzle money without development, without because nobody is holding them accountable. I was telling them last time, had it been that before you enter the office, they will checkmate your networking, how much you have, when you are coming out from the office, they will check it. So many people will run away from this political something. But it's because immediately you enter there, all your children, you will send them abroad. You will buy houses. You don't even care. During the election, they will not come. But immediately the poor masses suffer under rain, under sun. However, the children will come down to be first lady or first woman, first lady in local government or secretariat, which is not good to our democracy. So my people have to work. Our move don't do that long.
Hello, Iron Lady. Henry, your closing remark.
Okay, yeah, very quickly. So uh, I want to enjoin us, and we need to understand um, that the problem of power is how to get men of power to live for the public and not of public. And if we are actually going to be the determinant of our fate, of our leadership, we need to understand the fact that we the constitution gave us the right and the franchise to exercise that authority. And for us to do it, we must first be willing to get our ID card, voters card, be informed, be willing to participate, and be always ready to follow and joining in advocacy. So I enjoin our people. The era of not having interest in who is leading you has come to an end, because when the informed decide not to participate, the people that are not informed will lead you and tell your story. So we need to start coming out to start changing the narrative. I enjoin each and every one of us, come one, come all. Let's join hands together to be able to, this time around, to make and be masters of our own procedure. Nobody should snatch it and run away with it in 2027. I would like to borrow Peter Obi's word. It has to be by character, by competence. It will not be anybody's turn. The person that will emerge in 2027 will be our choice. And that is our driving point for now. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Henry. To build a modern society, a democratic society, it is work in progress. Like we said previously, no democracy in the world is perfect, and we cannot claim to be perfect. We are working to better our society and to better our democratic structure. Whether you believe in Nigeria or not, the fact is that this is the country we have for now. Whether you're an indigenous person of Oduduwa, Arewa, or Biafra, the fact remains that you have a country called Nigeria for now. And for all of us, we have to continue working towards a better society for us, because we are still living, and for our children and generation to come. But we have to give everybody sense of direction. We don't have to confuse people. We don't have to lead people to bush, but we lead them to land of prosperity. And I want to use as Alessos Oti as the face of good governance. If you see what that governor is doing, you understand that he's intentional, he's deliberate, and he's doing it for the interest of the people while protecting the allies. Because you don't kill the allies, you don't throw them away. They still have their constitutional rights, but government is mostly designed to protect the interests of the masses, the majority of the people. So it's not like what we are preaching here is abstract. It's not that it is impossible. At least somebody within 4 years, a space of 3 years, has demonstrated it, has shown what public office should be. Even though the constitution is not perfect or the constitution is fraudulent, according to some of us, but he was able to use that constitution creatively to give good governance to the people. Of course, there is no way he will solve everybody's problem. Things have gone wrong for the past 27, 6 years since PDP has been in power. So you don't expect magic, miracle overnight. So let's we end this discussion today, Democracy Day. We'll still come back and continue this advocacy. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, our viewers all over the world. Thank you, Iron Lady and Henry, for being here with us. Good night,
Thanks for having
everybody.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
good night.
good night. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
good night.